Hey everyone, this is Helena and I'm here with Adrienne Everheart again today. And in this video, we're going to be answering a question that we've been seeing in pretty much all of our videos in the comment section. And we hear from women a lot who are asking this question, and that is this man stringing me along? Is he really interested, but maybe he's just busy right now, or is he not making me a priority? What's going on here? I just can't tell you how many women I hear from who are in this place where they're feeling confused and not quite understanding what a man's intentions are. So hopefully this video will be helpful for you if this is something you're experiencing right now. So welcome, Adrienne, and thank you so much for doing this video with me today.
Hey, maybe next month I'll have time to do this. This month at work is just really crazy. So maybe next month I can do this video.
Adrienne's always cracking me up while we do these videos. So ladies, have you ever experienced that? A man is just so busy. He's just, everything's so crazy at work right now, and he really wants to get together, but he'll let you know when he gets some free time. I know this is—
Hey, Helena, can I interrupt you? I'm having a really bad day. What are you doing? Can you talk for a minute? Can we just text for a little while?
Totally. You're always keeping me on my toes. Yes, exactly. That's what happens, is all of a sudden you'll hear from him, right? He's so busy for a few weeks, and then the man, all of a sudden, he just pops back up in a text message on your phone, and all of a sudden he seems interested all over again. Have you guys experienced that? If you have, type that into the comment section. I've definitely been there. Adrienne, I know you have too. So what is going on here? What is your take on this situation?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, in my personal life, I'm not into, anybody owning me, owning my time. I really need someone who can understand that I'm just very busy. But, I did notice I texted you the other night. It was around 10 o'clock and you didn't text me back. So are you out with somebody else? Are you stepping out?
I love it, right? So this is a very specific kind of man, right? He's happy to keep you around. He's happy to maybe keep you in his rotation, and he only makes last minute plans with you, right? He's there.
Hey, Helena, what are you doing? I'm stuck in traffic.
Exactly. You hear from him when he's bored, when he's maybe sitting in the waiting room of a doctor's office. I know there was one man in my past who would always text me when he was getting his car washed, just whenever he was bored. And
what?
Yeah, totally. And the flip side of this is we really wanted to, in this video, think about when you haven't really been all that into a man, but he's nice and you're happy to just respond to him when it's convenient for you. Sometimes this is what men can easily fall into, and it's not your fault. So Adrienne, what is your take on this? I'd love to hear anything you have to say about this topic.
Well, here's the thing. We do it. Women do it all the time with men. I mean, we really do. Helena and I were having a little talk about this before we were doing this video, and we both have had times in our lives where we are kind of it's not really stringing the guy along, but we're pacing ourselves because we really don't know if, maybe another guy might ask us out this week, or we've got something else going on. And we're kind of tapping the brakes to just see what else shows up. And I know with my husband, the man who became my husband, I had this poor guy emailing me. He would email me every morning like clockwork, and I would have this nice message that I got to read, and it was all this attention. And he kept asking me to get together with him, and I kept deflecting it because I just really wasn't that into him. It doesn't mean I didn't like him and I didn't like the attention. Now, eventually he won me over because I, in an act of desperation, went out on Christmas night instead of staying at home, unhappy. And I met him and we fell in love. Now, it doesn't work this way when the girl does it, though. Does it, Helena?
I was just going to say that, yes. For us women, we can talk ourselves into and out of even being attracted to a guy, right? If you've ever had the experience where you weren't really into a guy at first, but then he kind of won you over because he was really funny or smart, or you just loved his personality and you loved the way you felt when you were together, and that attraction grew, right? But with men, they don't have that luxury. They're either into you or they're not. They're either feeling it for you, making you a priority and moving that relationship forward, or they're not, but if they still kind of like you and they're getting something out of it, they're happy to string you along. And like Adrienne mentioned, sometimes it's not a purposeful thing, like, oh, I'm purposely going to string this girl along, because it's not like an intentional thing on their part. Sometimes it's just subconscious, and maybe he's a nice guy and he doesn't want to be straightforward and let you know that he's not at a place where he can prioritize dating and relationships right now. Most men don't want to like have those straightforward conversations, right? But he's happy to respond to you. He's happy to kind of keep you around in the meantime. So Adrienne, what would you have a woman do in this situation where they feel like the guy is stringing her along?
Well, I mean, first of all, understand that this is how much men love the company of a woman. I mean, they feel like a real winner, you know, if they have a lot of women to talk to on their phone. So I grew up in a time where there was a phone number guys could call to talk to a girl behind a phone. Like any girl, they don't know. I mean, maybe they still exist. I don't know. But with the internet, I think that that's just sort of got phased out. Now, so that's just how kind of like lonely for feminine attention men are.
Yeah, can I just jump in here really quick? Yeah, just because a guy is not ready for a serious relationship doesn't mean that he doesn't love being around you. Doesn't mean that he would be happy to sleep with you or spend time with you or even go on dates with you or any woman. Just because a man isn't ready to prioritize a relationship doesn't mean he just wants to sit in his bedroom all night and be alone, right, Adrienne?
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that he doesn't like you or think you're amazing or you're beautiful or you're fun. I mean, he keeps coming back to you for a reason. You know, he keeps hitting you up for a reason. And so the key, though, is that how long are you going to let him treat you like a chat buddy or a text buddy and string you along versus I'm a high quality woman and, you know, I want to go on dates. You know, I want to get to know you. I want to have a relationship with someone. I want to have a regular dating relationship. So how long you let this go on is totally up to you. And it always has been up to you, ladies.
Yeah, absolutely. So what to do about it? I would say just stop initiating anything with this man. Stop reaching out. Stop, leaning forward and texting and calling, because these kind of men, again, they might be nice guys. They might really like you and think you're amazing, and they'll be happy to respond to you. But until you stop initiating so much, you're not going to see if he's capable of stepping forward and pursuing you, if you're always the one to do it. So the point of this is not to make him do something, it's to see if he's capable and willing to actually pursue you for a real relationship, not just like a text buddy situation, right?
I love that, Helena. And my thing that I always advise everyone to do, and this is just for everything in life really, is put down your phone. Put down your phone, turn it off if you can. And if you have children or a pet in front of you, give them your undivided attention. So much of our life is being in front of a screen. We're either looking at a screen, we're working in front of a screen, we're getting all this screen time. And it really, for a lot of people, it leads to a lot of neuroses because we keep doing this. We keep checking our phone and checking our phone. And, oh, he's on Facebook making an update, but he's not texting me. And that is just where your energy can really turn on you. That is not feminine energy, ladies. So one of the best things you can do is turn off your phone. Turn it off. Put it in a drawer. Don't look at it for hours. Just spend time with your children. Spend time with someone you love, a pet. Do something for yourself. No screen, no phone, no information coming in. Do it. I promise you, it's going to feel amazing. You're going to feel like so much in your feminine power by reclaiming your time.
I love that. Oh my gosh. I was staring at a computer screen all day yesterday, and then went out to dinner, and then still just on the phone, and I just wasn't in the present moment. I wasn't in the real world. As soon as I put my phone in my purse, it was like, I was disoriented, just looking out the window and just sitting there. And it really is a magical thing when you can really like just be in the present moment. And what does that do in terms of a man who may or may not be stringing a woman along, Adrienne?
Well, it lets him know, it sends this invisible signal that if you don't invest time in me, I'm not here. I'm not here to give to you and give to you and give to you in hopes that you will like me, in hopes that you will get to know me. He has to be the man in his masculine energy and, you know, make that risk, put it out there, make that offer. It's just like when the man who became my husband, he kept asking me out. He stayed on it, you see. And that's what a masculine energy man is going to do. So often women write to me and they say, well, what can I do to let him know I'm really interested? Nothing. Nothing. The best thing you can do is when he does reach out to you, practice that warmth and that openness. Show him who you really are, not who you think he wants to see.
Absolutely. I remember I heard you say once in one of our other videos, I think it was one on, is he a time waster? And your mentality was awesome. It was, you're over there in texting world. I'm here in the real world. If you want to come over in my world with me, you have to make an effort. I'm not just going to keep texting you forever. Now, is there anything she can say to a man? Let's say this has been going on for a little while. I know you have some great scripts. Adrienne's written a whole book on how to talk to a man that's like jam-packed full of all these different things you can do for different scenarios. So I'm sure you probably have one for this scenario, right? If a man's stringing her along.
Yeah, the video cut out just a little bit right at the end, but I think you were asking if I had a specific script for if you're just completely aware that he's stringing you along. Is that what you asked?
Yeah, is there something specific she could say to find out or to like maybe turn the situation around?
Well, this is a great question because I actually had an experience with a man years ago that he would message me and I would write him back, almost immediately. And then 45 minutes later, he would write me back again. So he'd send me a message that said, do you want to get together later? I look at my clock, it's like 4:00. Sure, that sounds great. What did you have in mind? Not, hey, I'm just open-ended for the rest of my life, but what did you have in mind or what time were you thinking? And then the guy 45 minutes later would get back to me and said, I don't know, let's just come over to my house and hang out. And that's a pretty, fast signal that he's interested in just doing the whole Netflix and chill and wanting to hang out that way. And that's where you just want to let him know, like, it would feel, it'd feel really fun to get together. I'd like that. Yet I'd really like to go out. What do you think? So you're stating your preference. You're stating what would feel good to you. And then you're saying, what do you think? And then 2 hours might go by and he says, oh, I'm so sorry. Here's my grand excuse about what happened. My cousin came into town all of a sudden, or whatever. My grandma got sick. I don't know. So that's just a good way to find out, like, can he make real solid dates with you, real solid plans with you? Because there are so many women out there in the world right now. They're just doing it for a man. They're doing it. They're doing all the work. They're doing all the work. And so men are becoming really lazy and also kind of scared, in dating relationships. They're not really sure how forward to be. It's this in-between world that we're in right now. So, being warm, being open, stating your preferences as a goddess, but always saying, what do you think? Or, oh, I'm curious what you feel. And being specific about what time were you thinking, what day were you thinking, or what did you have in mind? And just let him know, like, I'm a busy girl. I've got a lot of things planned this weekend. So if it's going to be open-ended, I can't commit.
Yeah, if it feels like too much work, like I've felt like this before. I know we all have as women. It's just like, okay, well, what time? If you are like the one to have to work to get a guy to nail down a time and date, it's like, no, forget it. Like, you don't have time for that, right? Adrienne, at a certain point, would you recommend telling a woman to say, like, actually what I'm looking for is it feels so good to hear from you. And what I'm really looking for is like a regular dating relationship where we actually see each other regularly. And I'm not really sure if we're on the same page here or anything like that. Would you ever just have her just straightforward communicate that like straightforwardly to a man?
Well, yeah, and this is something we talk about in our program, From Heartbroken to Happily Ever After, and Find and Get the One. So one of the big things that you want to do is that you have to have that boundary about your preference, about what you're wanting. And so often women are of the masculine energy mindset where we think, if I tell him that, he will just shut up me off for good. And here's the thing, let him get shut off. It probably won't be for good. It'll probably just be temporary. And once he kind of registers in his mind that if he's going to see a beautiful and amazing girl such as yourself, he's going to have to invest time in you. Now, there may be 10 other women in queue, you see, who are making it easy for him. But when you stand out as that one woman that has that boundary, who's warm, here's my heart full of flowers, here's all my warmth, here I am in all, openness and vulnerability, you will stick in his mind. And ladies, if you don't stick in his mind, thank you, God. I have passed on a real time waster here. And that means you're that much closer to finding the man you're meant to be with.
Absolutely. It's your ability to quickly move on from a man who's stringing you along is so closely tied to your ability to attract the right man for you, where this would never be an issue. He's going to be like Adrienne's husband, how he was pursuing, and no time wasting, no stringing you along. It's just not going to happen with the right guy for you. So that's what we have for today. And I will post links to our programs in the description of this video, Heartbroken to Happily Ever After, and Find and Keep the One Without Coming Undone. Adrienne, thank you so much. This was great.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you everyone for enjoying the Heart and Everheart community theater we had earlier in this video. I hope you guys had a good giggle, and thanks again, Helena, for having me on your channel. Bye, everybody.